Chair, I think about midway with your thigh on the bottom of the chair works best so that your feet are firmly planted. You're going to meet my new little doggie, Lucy, who I just adopted her last week. She's very needy, so she might be wandering around me here. But knees above the ankles, shoulders above the hips, if possible, not leaning back in your chair so that you can, use your core as a strengthener, sitting up nice and tall to support your skeleton with those muscles of your abdomen, the side waist, and then your back erector spinae. Before we get really firmly into this practice, close your eyes and close your lips. And just start to take breath in through your nose. Ideally, we're going to try to breathe for the whole session through our nostrils. That's a form of breathing we use in yoga. It does a couple of things. First of all, it brings your attention away from all of the distractions of your mind. What was for breakfast, maybe what's for lunch, what you're going to need to do, this, that, and the other. There's a lot of chatter in our brains that we sometimes just can't avoid letting it enter our mind space. So thinking about breathing is a nice way to calm that. Also, slowing down the breath is a nice way to quiet and calm down your body. And that's a technique you can use anywhere, anytime. Sitting in the car, or waiting in a grocery store line, or maybe when you're on the phone having a challenging conversation, just letting that breath slow down so that you have time to respond before you react. And that's the same for our body. Responding immediately when you hear the words sometimes gets us into trouble. So give a second for where you hear my verbal cues. Decide how you want to make that movement, and then move nice and slowly with it with your breath. So nice and slow, 5 more breaths, just taking a long inhale and a long exhale. Do that 4 more times. And while you're doing that, just notice how your body responds to this form of breathing. Maybe already you're starting to feel things relax a bit. Get a little more tuned in. And we're making that mind-body connection, which is so important in our movements. One, to keep us safe, but also it feels good in your heart. You feel complete and whole when you feel connected to your mind and your body. Take 1 more breath. And then we'll start a little bit of a movement. You can keep your eyes closed if you're comfortable. This first part you really don't need to see. Just sitting up tall in your spine, drop your right ear towards your right shoulder, just letting the head hang. And then lifting your head up and dropping your left ear to your left shoulder. And like a little metronome, just continue that action, lifting up, maybe on the inhale. On the exhale, let your head drop. On the inhale, lifting up. And on the exhale, heading to the other side. So try to find that rhythm of the breathing so that it's synchronized with the movements, just back and forth. You can slow down the breath and maybe just take an inhale when you go to one direction and the exhale to the other. It doesn't really matter, but finding the pace that works for you and your breathing pattern. If you can slow down your breath, you'll probably find that your movements will slow down. And also it gives a calming effect to that deep breathing. And then the next time, keep moving until you head there. The next time your right ear lands towards your right shoulder, that's where we're going to stay. Just letting the head hang a little heavier. If you'd like to, you take your right hand and you let it lightly rest on the side of your forehead, on the left side of your forehead, but it's your right hand. Try not to slouch in your spine. Try not to let either shoulder pop up or down. Just sitting tall and letting the neck bend to the side, using that hand with just a little pressure to create a little deeper stretch in your neck. Take 1 more inhale there. And then we're going to let that hand return to the lap as you slowly bring your head up, and then dropping your left ear to your left shoulder. Notice there, maybe it's a little tighter on this side, or maybe it's a little looser, but generally it's usually something a little different than the other side. Decide if adding the left hand now to the side of your forehead is a good call for you. If it's a little too intense, as Wendy mentioned, we don't want to feel pain. We like to feel a nice tension in the form of a stretch, a little bit of a challenge, but nothing overwhelming where your breath gets catchy or you start to labor your breathing or you feel some acute sensation. Just a good, healthy stretch. And if you slow down that breath, maybe your body responds to that stretch, and then it gives you some signals that you can go a little bit further in the stretch. Taking 1 more breath here. And then we're moving the hand, placing it back on your lap, bringing your hand up towards to your lap. You're going to now reach your arms up overhead, and then with the head, we'll add a little bit of the waist. So reach down with your right hand. We're not going to hold this. Reach for your chair bottom or the chair leg, whichever accessible. Take a little side bend, and then we're coming straight out of that one. Both arms up overhead if you can. Beautiful, ladies. Take that side bend to the left. And just like we did with our head, we're going to go back and forth. Inhale the arms up. Excellent. Exhale the arm down. Inhale the arm up. Exhale the arm down. If you firmly plant your feet, you'll get more stability, and you can take that side bend. Inhale the arms up, that side bend a little bit deeper. If you've got a root of your feet on that ground, inhale up. Here's our last time to the left for now. Exhale the hand down. And now inhale the arm up, and this time we'll hold the one on the right side. So get someplace where you feel stable with your right arm holding your chair leg, or maybe you're holding the chair bottom, and let that left arm really extend, really nice. So the head is tipping. We've already done that neck stretch. So now add that whole left waist in as you reach, and extend that left arm. Stay there for one more full breath. And using a little bit of your abdominal strength now to pull yourself upright, get that right arm to go over your shoulder again. Yes. And then the left arm coming down, find something to hold, the chair bottom, your chair leg. Take your time leaning to that left side, plant into your feet, get that right arm to really stretch, soften your shoulders away from your ears. Try to find that place where that effort and ease is in balance. You're working a little bit, but you're not so overwhelmed in the effort of it. And that's what we're seeking, a nice combination of a challenge, but a little bit of a relaxation and opening to our body. Take one more breath there. And then use your abdominal strength. See if you can pick up that left arm. That's a big ask. Reach it way up over your shoulders. Lovely work, ladies. Touch the palms. Bring your hands down to your heart center. Placing your hands on your lap. We're going to continue moving just our neck. Turn your chin to the right. And then bring it through center and turn it to the left. So it's like a very slow shaking of your head. No, let's just get that moving. So the vertebra in our neck, our cervical spine, this one's called the axis. So it allows it, the second one down from the very top of your spine is the action that allows you to do this, turning it on its axis, twisting that part of the spine. And then just like we did with the side bends, take yourself over to the right side and hold it. But this time, bring your left hand over to the outside of your right thigh and bring your right hand behind your back. So we're going to now move more of our spine into this twisted position. Make sure you're lifting your abdominals, your lower belly muscles, so your lower back stays supported. And then if you can take a really good hard look across your right shoulder, that'll give you a really good stretch to the neck again. Using both of my arms, my left arm is pressing against my knee to get a little bit of a twist in, and my right arm is pulling me in that direction. So a push with the left, a pull with the right is a good stabilizer to keep that spine safe. Take one more breath. Don't come out of the twist with your spine, just come out of it with your head, meaning take your head and slowly turn your chin so that you're looking across your left shoulder. Sit up as tall as you can and draw that right shoulder back away from that left shoulder. Beautiful. We're going to keep looking to the left. Just take your arms and change them over to the left side now. So the spine goes with it. You're going to grab the outside of your left thigh with your right arm, the back of your chair with your left. Lift your spine up almost like you're arching your back, and then a really long, hard look across that left shoulder, turning your head in that direction as far as you can. Taking a deep breath, lift your spine, pulling that belly a little bit, not so you're sucking in your butt and you're holding your breath, like activating the muscles to support the spine and the organs in your torso. Keep your spine in the twist. Just start to take only the neck all the way over to the right side. So you're drawing your left shoulder to the left and your right shoulder to the right. Take a deep breath, sitting up nice and tall. And then we'll carefully unwind, place your hands in your lap, comfortably on your thighs, taking the chin now up and down, shaking yes. So we're moving that neck in all the planes it's designed to move. and the very top vertebra of our cervical spine called the axis. Or sorry, the atlas. The axis was the one that had us twisting. The atlas, meaning the top, is the one that allows us to do this motion. And then the next time your chin is pointing towards your chest, leave it there. And while you're there, just step your feet a little bit wider. Open up the legs so you're opening it up so that there's a little more space between your knees. And then if you can, with your chin towards your chest, start to slide your right forearm down to your thigh if you can, and then your left forearm. So we're starting to fold over our legs a little bit. If this feels like a good stretch for you, you just stay put, but your chin is still tucked towards your chest. If you have a little more range of motion, you might use your hands to grab below your knees at your calves and slide your hands down towards your ankles. Keep your elbows bracing up against your knees. And then now we're in a nice deep forward fold where your chin is tucked towards your chest. Just let the back of your neck fully open and hang freely. Deep full breath, wherever you feel that. I feel this in my lower back. I feel it a little bit in my neck. Maybe you're feeling a stretch in your inner thigh. So just imagine that you can breathe your air from your lungs into those spaces where your body is feeling this pose. Take 2 more breaths. And then on your next breath, just slide your hands back up to your knees, over them, onto your thighs, and pull yourself all the way upright, sitting up nice and tall. Maybe give yourself a second if you feel a little dizzy from that motion. And then we'll turn the chin and look up towards the ceiling. Support your head by bringing your hands behind your neck. If you can, interlace those fingers and widen out your elbows so you feel a stretch across your chest. And then lean back. If you want to lean back into your chair, go for it. Otherwise, just let your head drop back and let your hands hold that head. And while you're looking up at your ceiling, nobody can see you because your face is pointing towards the ceiling. Make a bunch of funny faces. Open and close your mouth, stick out your tongue, even move your tongue side to side. Maybe stick your tongue out and try to touch your nose. Wiggle your nose. I'm just giving you ideas, but I want you to try to move your face muscles in every direction. Open and close your eyes. Blink them really wide, like you're surprised, and then like you're squeezing them tight. Maybe even move your eyes right and left. Just get every muscle you can think of activated in your face, your eyes, your nose, your lips. Take a couple more breaths as you do that. We're going to keep our hands behind our head and our neck as you bring yourself upright, just sitting up nice and tall. And then open your arms out wide. Make a fist with your palms facing up. And then we're going to do some bicep curls. Touch your shoulders with your knuckles. Extend those arms out. Use an exhale as you bring it in because that's a contraction. Inhale, we're out. We're going to do 2 more like that. Exhale, squeeze your muscles. Let me see those biceps. Awesome. 1 more. And then the 4th time, bring it out. Again. This time, bend your elbows so they're at a 90-degree angle like a goalpost. Great. Turn your palms to face me and open up your palms really wide like jazz hands. And now bring your elbows together. Maybe you can touch your palms, maybe even your elbows. And then press those arms back. Beautiful. With the breath, exhale, because this is the contraction. Inhale as you return. Do it 2 more just like that. Exhale. And then inhale. And then exhale. And then inhale. We're adding on another movement. Press your arms up like you're reaching the ceiling. And then pull them down again. You can bring your elbows down farther towards your body. Do that 3 times. Inhale. Exhale, pull down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pull down. Here's our 4th one of those. Bring it on up. And then bring it on down. We're going to repeat those all again. So stretch your arms out wide. Make a fist, but only 2 of each movement. So 2 bicep curls. 1, bring the elbows out, back, the knuckles towards your shoulders. Exhale as you open. Take it again. Sorry, the exhale is when you bring it in. The inhale is when you open. Now, goalpost arms, cactus arms. Open your fingers twice. Bring your forearms towards each other, maybe touch. Then bring them back. And then 1 more time, bring them together. And then bring them back. Now stretch your arms straight up to the ceiling as tall as you can. Make them straighten the elbows and then bring them as close to the sides of your body as you can. One more time, that big stretch up. And last time, bringing it down. And then we're going to do one more of each, everyone. Open the arms out wide, make a fist, curl your biceps, re-extend, both post arms, press the elbows together, bring them back out, stretch them overhead, bring them all the way down. That looks so good. I think we should do it again. Open the arms out wide, make a fist. Let's see your biceps. Open them back out. Good. Gold post. Open up your fingers, spread them. Bring your elbows together. Bring them back out. Stretch those arms straight up and then all the way down. Fantastic. Place your hands on your lap. Scooch a little bit more towards the edges of your seat and see if you can get your legs even wider so that your toes and your knees are pointing a little more outward. Maybe you've taken a dance class in your days and this is known as a plie, but the feet are flat on the ground. You're going to take the right arm, go down to the elbow so that you're closer with your right waist to the thigh. Maybe reach a little bit farther down, but keep your elbow up against that right leg and bring your left hand to your hip. So the left elbow is pointing sort of in the same line as your right knee. If you can, turn your head, turn it to the left, but you don't have to. You can keep your head pointing forward, and maybe you can reach your left arm up. So visualize that your left arm is reaching, and it's all the way aligned with your shoulders are in line with that right knee or in this nice diagonal line. Bring that left hand behind your head, and then open that elbow as wide as you can. And now we're going to curl our left elbow down towards our right knee. It's not going to touch. I can't even do that. So just go as far down as you can. And then inhale, open it as far up as you can. And we'll do that 4 times, nice and slow. Exhale all the air out of your lungs when you fold. Inhale, fill up your lungs completely. We'll do that 3 more times. Exhale. And then inhale. And then 2 more times. Exhale. And then inhale. And on this last one, crouch down, stay down there for an extra beat. Really, really work that elbow as close as you can towards your right knee. And then now peel that arm back out, stretch it all the way up towards the sky if you can. And then use your abdominal strength to slide yourself upright, placing your hands on your thighs. Really nice. While we're in this position, hands on your thighs, lift your heels off the ground. So you're on the balls of your feet. And we're just going to go down and up a few times, just letting the heels going up and down, up and down. You should feel your calf muscles get a little burn in a couple of moments. Engaging the lower leg muscles, up and down, exit. And then see if you can alternate them. So it's right, left, as fast as you can go. And maybe you can get it going really, really fast where you're just kind of clunking them down, patting them down, feeling the muscles of your thighs jiggle, which is good. We want that to happen because we want to stimulate some of the nerves, some of the energy channels, get a really good pressure down. Let's go for the count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then just pause with your feet flat on the ground, the hands on your thighs, close your eyes. And if you're like me, I feel a little bit of a buzzing sensation, a little energetic humming in my body. Just enjoy that for one more moment. And then we'll take this on the other side. Let your left elbow slide down. Test the waters. Does that feel comfortable enough? Or maybe you can go a little lower where your elbow slips inside your knee and you're going to hold on to the lower leg. Place your right hand on your waist and then just rotate sideways. If you're like me as well, I feel one side a little stickier than the other. So just honoring that. Maybe you're not going to extend the arm. Maybe you stay right where you are. Otherwise, perhaps try that right arm and reach it out. But think about the line of your right wrist, your right elbow, your right shoulder, your left shoulder, and your left knee are as much of the same line as you can manage. Bend the right elbow, put it behind your head, the hand behind your head, and then lean back as much as you can. And here go those 5 curls. Elbow down towards the left knee, number 1. Inhale, peel it open. Exhale, number 2, go as round as you can. Inhale, peel it open. So these are basically crunches. Exhale, here's the 3rd one. Inhale, we peel it out. Here's number 4. Oops, maybe get a little crack. I just did out of my low back. Reach it back. And then the last one, hold it down there. Really, really contract. Go as tight into this little twist as you can manage, or an extra count. And then peel it right back open. Really lean yourself back as far as you can. Stretch that arm straight out to come back up out of this one. Lift yourself upright. Place your hands on your thighs. And now we're going to be lifting the front of our foot. So try to keep your heels on the ground. Maybe even I need to scooch back on my butt for that one. The whole front of your foot off the ground, and that's where we're going to tap our toes down this way. So now you'll feel your shin muscles getting a little activation. And then eventually going a little faster, maybe like you're tapping to the beat of the music. And then ultimately, if you want to, try alternating. Just tap, 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 tap. Get a little burning sensation in those shin muscles. Going for the count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And just pause, feet flat on the ground, hands on your thighs, close your eyes, feel that sensation. Always thinking, doing, and moving. It's nice to just pause and feel something in our bodies. And now we'll take a nice deep forward fold. So if you're comfortable, reach your arms up and you'll be stretching them forward. If you don't feel stable on your chair, you'll just keep your hands on your thighs and work yourself down. But I'll show both versions. Arms up overhead. You got to pull in your belly to support yourself, reaching as far forward it is. And then you put your hands wherever you can. It might be your elbows on your thighs. It might be your hands around your calves. Maybe you can slide your hands down to your ankles. There might be some of you that can even put your hands on the ground. If that's reaching up is not comfortable, you're just going to bend forward like we did a little bit earlier, tucking the chin to the chest. This is just we just want to feel the stretch happening in our lower back, maybe a little bit of the inner thighs. And if you're closer to the ground, then really just let your chin tuck towards your chest and let the back of that neck really hold. So we're allowed to use gravity here to let the body start to open a little bit. 3 full breaths. Take an inhale and an exhale. And an inhale and an exhale. This third one, make the breath even bigger. Slow it down. Inhale, 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 inhale. See if you can inhale even more. And then exhale long and slow, and we'll bring ourselves upright. You can use your arms on your thighs to help lift your chest, bringing those feet back right out in front of you. Going to be lifting our legs. So if you need a little more support from your chair, meaning the more of your thighs is on the bottom of the chair, you can scooch back a little bit. Again, we want to try to use our abdominals to hold us up, but if you need to lean back in your chair, that's what you can do. Use, both of your hands, pick up your right leg and hold the leg. And just open it out and back out and in like opening a book or a door. And then if it's comfortable enough, take your left hand and just hold the bottom of your chair and just let your right arm do that work. So pick one that makes sense for you. Great. And can you now draw big circles? Doesn't matter which direction, because we'll go in both directions. But try to let the arms start helping you. And then eventually, maybe more of the leg is doing the work and less of the arm. It's working within your capabilities this morning. And then change the direction of that circle so that the hip is opening wider to the right and circling around to the left. Good. And then we're going to hold that knee with both hands again. And maybe you can bring it hands on your shins and slide that knee a little bit up towards your shoulder, whatever you can feel that stretch happening. And then while it's there, we're going to go back to underneath the leg and then lower the leg a little bit so you can just do some karate chop kicks. And if this is too much, just put the thigh on the chair and you can do the karate chop kicks without the leg off the chair. And let's go for 4 more, 3 more. 2, and hold that last one. 1, holding it out there, roll your ankle in some nice slow circles. And then changing the direction of that circle. Nice and slow. Get through all of those bones and joints, muscles, ligaments, and tendons of your foot. flexing and pointing your toes, pull them towards your face, towards your camera. And then again, reaching that knee up into your shoulder. You can change the grip of your hand, maybe one hand behind the thigh, one at the shin, or maybe you're able to get it way up into that shoulder, stretching into that low back. One more breath. Take a big inhale. And then we're placing that foot down. Nice. Trying that on the other side. Start with both hands, lifting that knee up. Get familiar with the weight of your leg and how much you're using your arms as you open and close the hip. The thigh bone, great. Looks lovely, ladies. Maybe one hand only. And then maybe less of that arm, more of the leg. And you can do that also on your chair bottom if you're holding the leg up. Maybe today is a good day and you don't need that, but future dates, use it a little bit lower using the chair bottom to support you. And then we're drawing the circles. Doesn't matter which direction, just pick one and start rolling it around. Go slow so you can really feel where the things are sticky in your body, where the things are loose, where it's tricky. And then we're changing the direction of that circle. Getting some nice range of motion for the hip joint. Beautiful. Excellent. Last one of those, and then using both of your hands to pull that left knee closer to your body, maybe at the shin or at the back of that thigh, rounding into the spine. Just give it a nice tug up into that shoulder. And then we're going to reach back from behind the thigh, stretch the leg out. I'm going to interlace my hands. That makes a nice sling for the arm. And then your karate chop kicks, open and close the knee. Get a few of those going. I'm glad you're not here in my house because you'd be hearing my knee cracking a lot right now. And then keep the leg out there so we can rotate the circles. You're welcome to let your thigh land on your chair bottom if your leg is starting to fatigue. And you'll know because your breathing might get labored or shallow, or you need to stop breathing altogether. So keep that breath. We want to prioritize that. It's really useful when we move our body. Change the direction of your circle. And then flexing and pointing your foot so that you can get through the arch of the foot, the metatarsals, the joints, the ligaments. And then we'll get one more really good stretch of bending that left knee right up into your shoulder. Adjust your hands so you can get it as close to your body as you possibly can, really pulling that knee into that shoulder. One more breath. And then we'll place that foot down. We'll be doing some more leg lifts here in a second. Scooch a little bit more forward on your chair though, so we can give a good stretch to our hips before we move those legs again. So using your hands or not to take your right foot and place it on your left knee. So that this is called a figure four. That's pretty tight on the hips for some of us. So this is really just not comfortable for you. Cross your legs like you're sitting cross-legged. You can move your left leg so it's more in the center. So pick one that you feel a stretch happening in your right hip, your right outer hip. And then sitting up tall, take your right hand to the back of your chair, regardless of how you have your legs. And then we're bringing the left hand to the outside of your right knee. So another twist. Try to keep your head right up on top of your shoulders. I sometimes see people turtlenecking their head or slouching in your spine. I'd rather see you sit up tall and do less of a twist than compromise the shape of your spine in order to kind of jam yourself over. Just hold that and breathe. One more inhale there. And then we'll keep our legs in this figure four shape, or your ankles, your thighs are crossed. I can't quite see everybody. So you either have your legs crossed or you have this figure four that I have. And we're going to bow over that front leg. Just take yourself wherever you can go. Support your weight with your hands and your arms. Try to be heavy and just relax over it. So we're going to let gravity do the stretch. You don't have to push yourself there. Definitely don't pull yourself there. Try to think about just being there. And that is really the essence of yoga, is just being and letting your body experience it. If you can slow down your breath, you might find that you can relax a little bit more and actually get just a little better stretch. We're going to hold this for 5 full breaths. So slow inhale, slow exhale. Another inhale, another exhale. Feel the buoyancy of your breath. On that inhale, just feel your lungs load up with air as you get a little lighter and even a little lift like a balloon floating. And then exhale like a feather just floating back down. Take 2 more breaths like that. Inhale, buoyancy. Exhale, softening. And then the last one, make it a bigger, fuller breath. Really fill up. And then empty every drop of air out. Pulling yourself up. Do now cross your thighs if you can. So bringing your one thigh across like this. It's the same right leg if you can. And then another forward fold. You can just slide down. So just letting your legs sit up like a nice lady, crossing your legs. If crossing your legs is not comfortable, I like that. You're just taking yourself into a forward fold. Just getting into that back body one more time. 2 breaths here only. 1 and 2. And then we'll nice and slowly bring ourselves up. Changing legs. Step that right foot down. Use your hands if you need to. See if you can cross your left ankle on your right knee. So it's in this little figure 4. There you go. Love that. Use the pant leg. Perfect. Excellent. Try to sit up nice and tall. Take your right hand over to that knee and grab a little twist. So using your left hand at your chair back, just a little one, nothing very fierce, just enough to feel that tug happening at your left hip. Breathe, nice slow breaths. One more there. And then we'll carefully unwind from the twist. Take your hands on that shin and let yourself lean a little bit forward. If anything, just letting your chin tuck towards your chest. If you have a little more range of motion, you're starting to let your chest get a little closer towards your shin. Let your arms support you on your legs. You can move your hand positioning to anything that feels nice on you. And then 5 really slow breaths. Inhale into your back lungs. Empty all the air out. Number 2, inhale fully. Exhale all of it out. Here goes 3. Slow down that breath. Find a little deeper access to the lungs. And then exhale. That buoyancy of a little floating sensation breathing in. And then that release of the exhale. Here's our last breath. Big full inhale. Big long exhale. Bringing our head upright over the hips. And either place that left foot down on the ground or cross it over your thigh and folding over your legs one more time. Letting that back round. Support yourself with your hands on your lap. Take 2 breaths. And then after that second breath, bringing ourselves upright. Placing your feet on the ground. So this next thing will prepare for when we're going to stand. And if you're not going to stand, you'll be doing exactly what we're practicing right now, which is seated, hands underneath your chair bottom, and just lifting up your knee, your right knee only. Just lifting it up and down. See if you can just use it without letting your chest go up and back, but just try to find that hip flexor do the movement. Excellent. Just do 2 more like that. And then place it down. And then do the left one, up and down. 6 times. And then Joanne, we'll do the standing beside our chair here in a second. And then the next motion is you'll take the right leg and straighten it out and then just slide it open and close. Open and close. 6 times. The left foot is flat on the ground. The right leg is just sliding open like the book. There you go. Excellent. And then try that with your left foot, straightening out your left leg, sliding it out and back. 6 times. Excellent. Nice. All right. Stay seated if you're not going to stand. If you're going to stand, you get yourself up onto your feet and walk around to the right side of your chair so that you can hold your chair back. And if we're standing, we're going to put our hands on our hips. If you're seated, you're going to put your hands underneath your chair just like we did. And we're going to raise that right knee up 4 times. Just lift it up and put it down. Lift it up and put it down as high as you can. This is 3 and this is 4. Now the right leg, straighten it out and open it out to the side 4 times. 4. That's it. And now we're going to do them all 2 times. So your knee goes up 2 times. And Joanne, if you want to, you can make it harder on yourself and raise your arm up. Open the leg out 2 times. Let's do that again. 2 times the knee up. 2 times the leg out. And then we'll do 1 of each. So knee up, leg out. Knee up, leg out. 2 more times, up and out. Doing great. Are you breathing? Don't forget that part. Here's the last one, out. Excellent. Lowering that arm if it's overhead. And we'll just take that walk to the other side or get ready to raise your left knee up, hand on your hip, or hold onto your chair or hold your leg. Here we go. It's 4 times lifting your left knee up for 1, 2, 3, great. 4, now the leg is straight and you're going to open it to the left sideways 4 times, 3 times, 2, and 1. Now we're going to the 2s, 2 times up, 2 times out to the side. Excellent. We're doing that again, 2 times. Use your breath. Exhale when you're up. 2 times out to the side. And then if you want to add that left arm up overhead for the single version, so it's going to be knee up, leg out, knee up, leg out. 2 more, knee and leg. Last one, knee and leg. Joanne and I are going to do a down dog. Otherwise, I'll show her that. We're going to place our hands at the edge of the chair. All of them turning sideways. You're just going to walk behind your back, behind your chair and step back. So this is another forward fold. So if you're not up standing on your legs here, you're going to take your forward fold as we did before with your legs a little bit wide and just lean over your legs just to open up your spine in the back side. Just letting your head come down. Feel free to shake it. Just breathing into the forward fold. If you're on your feet, you want those knees to be a little bit bent so your lower back is relaxed. You want to draw your belly in and relax the neck so that you're just feeling that stretch. We're just going to just hold this pose for a little while so we can really let the back body awaken. Take 2 more breaths. Last full breath. And then looking at your chair back, if you're or starting to sit yourself upright, we're just going to walk up to the chair. Good. A counter stretch to all of that. If you're seated, you're going to reach around and grab the back of your chair and just try to pull your heart back. If you can, grab your opposite wrists or your opposite elbows. I'll turn around if we're standing to see what I'm doing here. And you're just trying to arch your back a little bit, getting a counter stretch so we're feeling the stretch across our chest. Standing, if you're standing up, you want those knees to be a little bit soft and just find a little bit of a back bend. Breathe 2 breaths into your chest, into your shoulders, into your throat. 1 more breath. And then all of us, no matter where we're at, let those arms release up over the head. Big stretch up on an inhale. Let those palms touch. Hands to the heart. Exhale. Release your hands in your lap. We're going to come back to a seat. I've got a little bit of a stretch for our wrists and our fingers to close up with here. A very neglected area for lots of people. So once you're seated, taking your right hand, use your left hand to pull back on your pinky. And the elbow is a little bit soft. Watch that right shoulder. It doesn't need to be hunching up. Pull back on your ring finger. And then pull back on your middle finger. Pull it as hard as you can. Promise you won't snap off. And then pull back on your index. And then we'll take the 4 fingers, we'll leave our thumb alone, but take the 4 fingers and press back with your whole palm. And here start to straighten your elbow. So you start to feel the stretch happening in your forearm as well. Yes, really get a stretch. You can see the shoulders are hiking up a little bit on that right side. See if you can drop your shoulder down. Nice, good correction. And then keeping the shoulder down, can you raise the arm a little bit? Just try it. If you can't, don't do it. Yep, so keep pulling on that arm, keep pulling on that arm. Awesome. And before we switch arms, release that, turn your palm down and turn your fingers towards your body. So now the back of your wrist is showing, and use your left hand to press. And then soften your elbow, bend it a little bit. So you're feeling that wrist stretching all the way up into the forearm. Good. Watch your right shoulder, keep it relaxed. Just press back on that palm. Nice. And then we're gonna let go of the hand, give it a vigorous shake. Beautiful. Here goes the left hand. Start with the pinky, pull back on your finger. Breathing while we're doing this. Pull back on that ring. Take it to the middle one, pull her back. And then back to the index finger. Press against all 4 fingers. Try to drop your left shoulder and slowly work that left elbow straighter so that you get really pressing into that. You might even feel the nerves of your arm run up into the elbow. Shouldn't be painful, but might feel a little twangy. And then with the left shoulder relaxed, maybe you can raise that arm a little higher up. Good, breathe. And then reversing the position of your wrist, let go of your hand, turn the palm down, turn your fingertips towards the ground, and then use your right hand to press against it. You can bend your elbow a little bit so you're not so aggravated up into the shoulder, focusing on the forearm stretch and the back of wrist stretch. And then just breathe into that space. Very nice. Awesome. Let go of it. Give it a vigorous shake. And then we're just going to take 3 cycles of breath as we move our arms up overhead. So on an inhale, circle the arms up. On the exhale, circle the arms down. That was 1. We'll do that twice more. Inhale up. Exhale down. This one's a slightly different. Inhale, arms up. Touch your palms. Then bring your hands to your heart center. Say a little thank you to yourself for doing the work, moving your body, breathing, and maybe getting a little bit challenged, but not losing, getting aggravated over it or impatient. Nice slow movement. Take 1 more breath there. Then we'll return our hands to our laps. Thank you very much. Namaste.